Just got done with my workout class, so that's the pink sweat grossness that you're getting right now. But it was funny this morning. It was Friday, and I've done classes almost every day this week, and it was one of those like I woke up and was like, oh, I really don't want to go, and had that thought of like, you've gone all week, so you could just skip, and then immediately replaced it with, does skipping this class get you closer to that whole new life that you want in 4 months? And the answer was no. So I got my ass up and I went to the class. And the thing I love about early morning class, I usually do the 5:30, but I did the 6:30 this morning. What I particularly love about the 5:30 is like, you're not really awake until like halfway through the class. So it kind of feels like cheating. It's kind of a trick. Like, I know for a lot of people getting up that early sounds awful, but like, you're vertical, but like you're not there. You're just leeching off of the energy from like the instructor, right? And like, I love me some like spin class instructor energy. There's not a spin like a cycle studio super close to me, but the classes that I go to, the guy teaching this morning especially, just like, man, it's just that energy that is, it's contagious. Like, you can't help but like look over, you know, it's like you get to part this really hard and you look over at this idiot and he's over like joke twerking in the background, and you're just like, oh God, this is why I come, because when I don't have it, I'm just seeping it from you. At one point in the class, you know, and it's like music is blaring, whatever, and at one point in a class, the song Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen came on, and if you don't know that song, it's like a silly, like, you know, bop that was a bop, like, I don't know, probably a decade now ago at this point. But that song for me is one that can make or break me. And it's because years ago I had a nonprofit where I documented pediatric illness, and there's a whole backstory to that. But this one little girl that I was going the first time that I met her, and she was terminal. She was 9 and maybe had a couple of months to live. And I was going to, you know, document her. And so the first time I met her and her mom, she was just so sweet. And she was at the same hospital that my daughter had been. And so you know, they had a lot of the same doctors. And so we were talking about this one doctor, this oncologist, and he's super cute. Just like, he straight up looked like a Disney prince. So cute. And so we were talking about him, and she clearly had like a total crush on him. And she was talking about that, and she was, you know, she's 9, so she's in that cute flirty, but she's, you know, she's on steroids, so had the big moon face and had no, you know, her hair was gone from treatment, but she was just like, oh, such a light. God, I loved that girl. And that she put that song, she was like, yeah, I sang that song for him, and she puts it on, and she does this whole little like sing along to that song, and I was singing along to it with her, and we just had like the coolest moment. And I mean, who gets that? Like, who gets those moments with kids? Like, it's given me such perspective. It's a huge, I think maybe I needed that reminder this morning of like that perspective on life and the things that I have seen and been a part of, and, you know, the moments in lives and lives of others that I've been a part of that have just been so heartbreakingly beautiful. And that was probably, it was at least 5 years ago, probably longer now. And it's still, every time that song comes on, I either just get so happy and get like, just sing along to every word, and just send like so much love to her family, who was just like the greatest family, my God. Or it breaks me, or I just, waterfalls on and I'm crying. And it's, even my daughters know that. Like, if we're in the car and that song comes on, they both like look at me like, and it's just sweet. So anyway, I'm in like a set, and I'm toast. I'm awake at this point and don't want to be there. And that song comes on, and I just like immediately was like, uh-oh, like I'm gonna start crying. Like, can't cry in your workout class. But you're gonna cry in your workout class. And yes, I can. I'm an adult. I can cry wherever I want to. I pay good money to be there. But it comes on and I immediately, and so then I'm just like trying to use that to like push harder, try and look as a wink, but then it just felt like, oh, it just hurt. There's just times that, and that's okay. Like I spent the last 3-4 months of this little girl's life documenting her decline, like got really close with her family. I went to her funeral and photographed that. It's okay that it's hard. That was awful. Like it was awful. I have a 9-year-old right now that will see 10. She didn't. Like it was awful. It's okay that it's okay that it's hard and that it elicits an emotional response in me, especially when I'm pushing my body. I think that means I'm human. But I'm also like in this mode of like, okay, like not. And I look over and there's this one like full blown gym bro. I mean, like tattoos, like tight shirt, like total gym bro, right? And I look over and he's like, do it, and to no one, like not in my direction, not in a friend's direction, there's not even like a mirror in front of him. Like he's just getting it. He's just, and like, and it was like, I mean, it wasn't like it was like one little, like he hit like one little hit of inspiration and just like did a couple little moves. And it happened to be when I looked over and I like looked and saw it and then it stopped. And I was like, did that just, and also I was also up until midnight last night finishing Verity, which go on with your bad self, Chloe. That the book was great. Also a little scary. Also was like, am I seeing things? If you've read the book, you don't know what I'm talking about. Read the book. I was like, did I just see that? Like, was that bro getting it? I think he was. And that like snapped me out and put me right back into that like sweet, goofy Sophia energy. And I finished the class and just thought like, what a gift, like to go through like the human experience is, we always say like it's awful and it's hard and it's all that, but like it's really cool. Like to go through that experience of being able to move my body and push my body and then be doing it and then be hit by a song with a memory of something really hard and be able to go through the gamut of emotions of feeling that sadness and then also being snapped out of it so quickly by a stranger. And like he doesn't know nobody in that class. Like if anybody was like watching me, they're probably like, I was just about to cry. Wait, nope, it's just smiling now. Oh, she's going harder. Okay. Like nobody knows, what anybody's going through or what impact you have on anybody else. And so yeah, it just left me like, I left the class this morning to come home and I'm just like, I almost wish that like I would have told him, like that I would have gone over and been like, hey, those little moves you did, they saved me. Like, because I don't know if people realize, like, we all have such an impact on each other. Like the smallest moments of things that like, it's impactful. And I don't, and then I'm like, no, I'm really glad that I didn't, because he probably might have been like, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't do that. It's quite possible that I was hallucinating. No, I really wasn't. He like 100%, like it was super cute. But yeah, it left me with like just this thought of like, man, what a life. This is really cool. And now I look back to like the version of me, an hour ago that I was laying in bed, like, I don't want to go to that class. I'm so tired. And it's like, nope, this is why you go, because I wouldn't feel any more rested had I wouldn't have even fallen back to sleep. So like, I wouldn't have felt more rested at all. I wouldn't have felt energized. I wouldn't have already had like a full range of human experience emotions. I wouldn't be nearly as excited about this cup of coffee that I'm about to make for myself. And it did. So it's like that one question that I asked myself of, does, missing this class get you closer to that new life that you're going to have in 4 months? And the answer was no. And it's still no. And I definitely feel closer to that life and also more connected to the one I have right now. So go to the class, do the thing. Feel all the things. Pay attention to the people around you. And pay attention to yourself and how you're showing up in the world. And yeah, you just never know when you're going to be kind of that little light for somebody that saves them.